So if you haven't been living under a rock, you'd probably know that Brawl Stars is dying. Ever since their peak in November last year, the game has been on a downhill spiral. And what really sealed their fate was removing Masteries, a core progression system for many players. But is there hope in sight with Angels vs Demons Part 2, or is it just another distraction? In this video, I'm going to break down the current state of the game, the questionable decisions made by Supercell, and whether Angels vs Demons can actually revive Brawl Stars. So, what happened? Brawl Stars was a dead game between 2021 and 2023. However, the end of 2023 brought huge changes and led to one of the largest revivals in mobile gaming history. And Brawl Stars kept riding that high, making good decision after good decision until the Angels vs Demons event in November, the absolute peak of the game. But a single decision led to the downfall of Brawl Stars down the line. Buzz Lightyear. Toy Story event was a very mid event, and by far the worst one we've seen, but the event itself wasn't actually that bad. What was bad though was Buzz Lightyear. I'm sure just hearing that name just brings some of you PTSD from how terrible those times were. Every single person had Buzz Lightyear maxed out for free, not to mention Supercell was forced to make him a broken brawler since he was a temporary brawler to make him memorable at all. Either way, temporary brawlers was a bad idea. Many people left the game as a result of this. Pushing prestige or just ladder in general that season became absolutely impossible. Overall, although I commend Brawl Stars for experimenting with something new, the way they implemented it was just so bad and killed the game. After the Toy Story collab, Brawl Stars' player count almost halved, with some returning but many dropping the game and moving to other games. Clash Royale stand out among many others. Brawl Stars didn't help throughout this time by not doing any events for a while, and none of the brawlers released throughout this time were particularly memorable. Despite this, Brawl Stars made Ranked 2.0 hands down one of the best changes ever implemented into Brawl Stars, but even so, it wasn't enough to stop the deadline of the game until May. In May, the Battle of Katana Kingdom was introduced, pushing the player count up, but many people absolutely hated this event. This event was significantly end-loaded, with many of the sushi being at the end, leading to many free-to-play players getting only Kenji, but sadly, not myself. However, this event was great, and I could make a whole video debating why, so I'm not going to go too deep into it right now. Although the community was very hypocritical, because when Godzilla came out, they were critiquing Brawl Stars on making non-reusable features and mutations, but when mutations were reused as Wasabi powers, people were critiquing Brawl Stars on being lazy. Explain? Anyways, despite this, casuals hated this event so much that after it was over, it had such a bad rep that many casuals dropped the game, leading to less players than before the event. Not to mention, Ultra Legendary was introduced shortly in the next season, dipping the player count even lower. This brings us to June, where Brawl Stars has made the worst decision they've ever done: removing Masteries. The removal of Masteries was a decision that even I said was a bad idea in my last video, basically glazing Supercell for 8 minutes straight. The 1000 Masteries event temporarily revived Brawl Stars, but after all that was done, the game dipped to their lowest point since 2023 and was rapidly declining, not helped by the fact that Clash Royale was also on the rise. Very large creators like Wreckers and Potato started leaving to play Clash Royale, now getting millions of views. Even Kairos said he was about to have the harshest 100% honest review if Brawl Stars didn't release their post, saying early access in-app purchases would be removed and the free Brawl Pass would be buffed to compensate the loss of Masteries. This leads to the current day, where the Angels vs Demons event is coming back, and thankfully I did not see a lot of hypocrisy from the community this time around. But nevertheless, bringing back the best event while you're dying kinda seems desperate. And to answer the question you've all had since you clicked on this video, no. I don't think the Angels vs Demons event will revive Brawl Stars, at least not directly. Brawl Stars has said they want to increase the number of events to compensate for the loss of Masteries, but in my opinion, it's just not the same. Supercell says they're increasing the event frequency for losing Masteries, but Masteries were always there when you needed just a little bit of extra progression. But events are temporary. If you miss it due to personal reasons or just not playing, you miss out forever. Now, it's not all Supercell's fault. The community is partly to blame here. You people didn't use the Masteries when they were in the game, so Supercell misinterpreted that as Masteries being bad. They are taking strides in the right direction, but it might be too little, too late. In the end, the Angels event is great, but by itself it will not revive the game. The strides that Supercell have taken will come into effect, I'm assuming, after the next Brawl Talk, but by then it might already be too late. If Brawl Stars wants any chance at saving the game, it needs to happen now. But one thing I've learned is Supercell always knows what they're doing. They just have to make trade-offs. When they want one of their big three games to shine, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, and Clash of Clans, one of the others stops getting any attention. For example, the Clash Royale team wasn't doing jack shit for a year, while Brawl Stars exploded and Supercell rode that high until it started to fizzle out. Where now they refocus on Clash Royale once again, hoping that what happened to Brawl Stars will happen to Clash Royale, and so far it seems to be working. And maybe that's just how Supercell operates. I'm confident that at some point in the near future, Brawl Stars will revive, and Angels vs Demons 2 might help, but it won't be the sole reason. I just wish they brought back Masteries alongside Records. Records wouldn't get so much hate if they weren't just a cheap replacement. Let them coexist, and oh my god, the problem has just been solved. Records are only looked upon with a bad light because they are a cheap replacement to Masteries. If they coexisted with Masteries, I'm sure nobody would hate them as much as they hate Masteries now. I wish Brawl Stars would just bring them back, but at this point, there is a 0% chance of that happening considering that they've already allocated their resources elsewhere. But everything the community is desperately wanted back, boxes, mutations, Tall Melody, Ryan, it's all come back at some point. So maybe, just maybe there's a tiny bit of hope, but not a lot. That's all I've got for now. Let me know what you think in the comments, and do you still have hope for Brawl Stars?
And I guess see you.